Alright, what's going on, guys? I'm bringing you Q&A number 7. It's been a little while since I made a Q&A. I looked back, and the last Q&A I made, I was doing Super Bowl predictions, so that was back in February, so it's been a little bit. Figured it's time for another Q&A. But as always, I am getting these questions from Twitter. Actually, I think one of the Q&As I got them from YouTube. I don't know, but anyways, I usually get the questions from Twitter, so if you would like to be included in a future Q&A, follow me on Twitter. Link is in the description down below. Well, next time I tweet out, just ask me a question and I might put it in the video. So anyways, let's go ahead and get right into these questions. Alright, so the first question comes from Kawhi/Kendrick equals dad. He said, is views trash? For me, it's a 6 out of 10. Hashtag ask Jarl. That's the hashtag I use for this, by the way. I don't know, I just fucking picked a random one. But anyways, views. It's not bad for what it is, but it's just not what anyone really wanted, I would say. Like, no one wanted this fucking emotional shit. Like, I don't know, at least I didn't want some fucking emotional shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's on his sad time right now. I was expecting some bangers, you know what I'm saying? I was expecting some fire ass shit, and then he comes out with his fucking sad shit, which, like, I'm not trying to listen to this and then go fucking cry in the corner, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what I'm looking for. It's good for what it is, I just didn't really want that, if that makes any sense. Next question comes from Brandon, and he says, would you rather have a Eugene dad or a feminist mom? I actually thought about this one, and I'd have to go with the mom. I'd rather have the feminist mom, only because, like, if I had a Eugene dad, do I need to be worried about my own safety? Like, I wouldn't even be safe in my own house, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if dad reaches into the backpack, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't want to be worried if I'm gonna fucking die in my sleep because my Eugene dad killed me or some shit, you know what I'm saying? So, for that reason alone, we're gonna pick the feminist mom. Next question comes from Plex Chase. He says, who's winning the finals? Okay, so obviously my choice would be Golden State, but that's assuming that Steph is okay. If he's not okay, like if he gets hurt again or if he comes back and he's just not the same, then I gotta pick the Spurs. But my third choice is where it gets a little weird, because I think that the Cavs would beat OKC in the finals, but I think the Spurs would beat the Cavs in the finals. So it kind of depends on who wins this OKC and San Antonio series. That'll change my finals predictions a little bit, but no matter what, as long as Steph is okay, Golden State's beating everyone. So we'll just have to wait until Saturday, because I think he's supposed to play this Saturday, or he's trying to at least, so we'll see what happens then. Next question comes from Royal Grizzly. Says, when are you turning 37? Well, according to this right here, next month. Next question comes from Tyler. He says, why don't you do the COD tournament predictions and review vids anymore? The answer is honestly pretty simple. I don't really pay attention to it that much anymore. Like, I haven't really followed it closely enough to the point where I can make a real good video about it. Like, I don't want to just make a video talking about it and I don't really know what the fuck I'm saying. Like, I haven't followed it close enough to actually know what I'm talking about. I've watched a couple of the LANs that they've had this year, but I've only watched like the finals. Like, I saw the last LAN, Optic vs Rise. I watched that, but I haven't watched any league matches or anything like that. Like, I'm not really too familiar with what's going on this year. Like, I just have a general idea, so I don't really want to talk about it if I don't really know what I'm talking about. Next question comes from ASM Soccer 1. One map you pray is not on the COD4 remaster. If I had to pick one map, I would pick Block. Also, side note, they have announced 5 of the 10 maps so far, and all 5 of the maps that they announced were all included in my top 10 that I said they should bring back. So far it seems like they're actually doing a good job picking the maps, which is good. There's still 5 maps remaining, and they haven't announced shipment yet, which worries me a little bit, because I said it on Twitter, but I'll say it again here. They're either gonna bring shipment back as DLC because they know people will buy it, or they're just waiting and they're gonna announce shipment closer to the reveal of the game so that maybe it creates some more hype for the game or something. Those were the 2 ideas I came up with. I don't know, maybe there's another reason that I'm not thinking of, but those 2 seem the most likely to me. The next question comes from Dar1015. He says, have you met any fans in public? Do you think you'll open a P.O. box? Keep up the good videos. I've actually never met anyone in public, and it's a little concerning now actually, because I'm getting to the point where I might actually meet a Eugene in public. Like, what if I'm just walking down the street one day and a fucking Eugene comes up to me and tries to kill me or something? I don't know. I've received a lot of death threats from these Eugenes, so what if one of them actually tries to kill me? I don't know. And number 2, do I think I'll open a P.O. box? Probably not, for the same reason really. Like, I've seen what other people get in their P.O. boxes. Like, I've seen them do a P.O. box opening and they have like a box of shit sent to them. Like, no thank you. I don't want to be opening people's shit. And I know like a Eugene would probably send me a bomb or something, probably send me some anthrax. I'll just open up Eugene's little package and I'm dead. Like, I don't know if I can open a P.O. box. Like, that might not be the best idea for my safety, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Next question comes from Jacob. He says, who are you supporting for president? The easiest way I can explain it is I really don't care. I'm probably not gonna vote this year. I could have voted in 2012. I didn't vote back then either. Like, I really just don't follow politics enough to make an educated vote, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really know all about everyone's policies and like what would actually be best for me. Like, I don't really care that much. And also, I live in Texas, so it's pretty much an automatic Republican state every year. So I don't even really have to vote, because if I wanted to vote and I wanted to vote Republican, there's no point, because like they already got it handled. And if I wanted to vote and I wanted to vote Democrat, I'm not going to win anyways. Like, the Democrat is never going to win Texas, so it doesn't even matter either way. Next question comes from Douglas. He says, is there going to be an Inside the Mind of Eugene documentary part 3? LOL. There is actually going to be another documentary. It's not going to be on Eugene though. It's going to be on the feminists, and I've already kind of started working on it. Like, I've made the intro and I've made a lot of the script. I need to figure out what direction I want to take this one. So one of these days when I have time, I'm going to sit down and like try to come up with all the ideas for it. And I just gotta start working on it. Next question comes from Red Wings fan. He says, how did you find YouTube? I actually found YouTube back in Black Ops 1. And the only reason I found it was because of the leaderboards. So Black Ops 1 was probably the first COD where I was actually like really good at it. Well, actually, I guess, I mean, technically I was good at MW2. I had like a 2KD, but you know, I was just like a typical tryhard. I wasn't anything special. But back in Black Ops 1, if you don't remember, the way the leaderboards worked was they reset every week and they would rank people off SPM, not off like total score. Nowadays on the leaderboards, it's like whoever's the biggest loser and has 400 days played, they're number one on the leaderboard, and that's just like a terrible system. But back in the day, it used to actually rank people off skill. So every time the new leaderboards reset, it was always a huge like competition, like who can get on the top 10 of leaderboards. So we used to always try to do that, more so in demo, but you know, I would do it in TDM and Dom and stuff too occasionally. But anyways, I used to see like Fear Crads, the Market J, Z-Jars, Dying Soldier. Like, you probably know some of them. You at least know like Fear Crads and the Market J, I'm assuming. But I used to see all of them on the leaderboards all the time, and they were always advertising their YouTube channels and stuff. So I discovered like, hey, there's a Call of Duty community on YouTube. Like, these dudes are uploading their gameplays and stuff. Because of seeing that, I was like, oh shit, you know, maybe I could upload some of my gameplays. And so like a year later, I started uploading my gameplays in MW3. Next question comes from WOT God. He says, with all the success that you're having with your YouTube channel, are you still going to do something after college? This is actually something I've been considering a lot recently, because it's gotten to the point, like, I don't make nothing crazy off YouTube, but I do make enough money to the point where it's comparable to the amount of money I would make with like a real career using a degree and everything. It's gotten to the point where I actually have to consider that, and I'm kind of leaning towards like just holding off on getting like a real job and starting a real career and everything, just waiting for a little bit and seeing what happens with YouTube, because I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen with this. One day I could just wake up and this shit's all gone, so that's the only thing I ever consider with this. But I think I'm just gonna wait and see what happens, and if it doesn't work out, I always have the fucking degree to fall back on, and everything will be good either way. Next question comes from T-Shirt Bobby. Says, who do you think wins the rematch, Connor or Nate? I actually think Nate wins the rematch as well, and the only reason I say that is because I'm not sure that Connor can knock him out, and that's not really against Connor either. Like, that's not really his fault. It's more of like, that's just Nate. Like, he just doesn't get knocked out. So if Connor can't knock him out, like, how is he gonna win? Is he gonna win in decision? I don't know. Like, the later the fight goes, that's actually the advantage to Nate, because his cardio is fucking crazy, and I don't think Connor's gonna win on the ground. Like, I can't really see Connor submitting him. That would be fucking crazy. I don't see that happening. So I don't know how Connor wins if he can't knock him out, and that's really the only problem here. I don't think he should take this fight. This is a bad fight for him. He should have just fought Frankie or something. His whole thing, like, I don't even know what to call it, his whole personality and everything, it only works if he wins. If he starts talking like that and doing all this shit and he's not winning, like, he just looks like an idiot. So I just don't think it's a good idea for him to take this rematch. It's not a matchup that works for him, so I don't know why he did it. But anyways, I'm not a fucking expert. That's just my thoughts on it. Alright, next question comes from Ken. He says, would you rather fuck Ariel Winter or any hot 35 to 50. Alright, I don't know about 50. That's pushing it. 50-year-old MILF. Alright, first of all, respect to you, Ken. He knows about Ariel. Okay, listen. If you don't know about Ariel Winter, I'm about to enlighten you, alright? I'm about to blow your mind with this, okay? If you follow me on Twitter, you probably already know. I'm assuming that's why he said that. If you guys ever watched the show Modern Family, if you've never watched the show, I'll explain it to you, but if you have watched the show, you know the little nerdy sister Alex, right? There's two sisters, Haley and Alex. Haley's the hot one, and then Alex is like the little nerdy one or whatever, right? Here is the picture of the little nerdy sister, all right? That's Ariel Winter. That's like her real name. All right, so we're all seeing the picture. This is the before picture, okay? This is when she was like younger or whatever. I don't know how old she is, like 15 or something. This was before she glowed up, all right? Recently, I saw like pictures of her like out of the show, like glowed up, like what she looks like now. And this is the fucking after picture, fam. She glowed up, fam. Look at the difference. What the hell? I was mind blown on Twitter when I saw that. I had to just tweet out the comparison pictures. This shit was crazy. Like, she really glowed up. Like, if you watched the show, you would never think that. But when I saw this, I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, that shit was crazy. But the problem here is I think she might be underage. I'm not entirely sure. So just to be on the safe side, we're going to just say no to that. Like, I'm going to have to pick the 35 to 50-year-old. But I don't like the 50-year-old. All right, we're going to pick 40. That's the prime MILF age right there. All right, 40 years old. No 50. Like, that's pushing it. Like, that's getting close to the senior citizens. Like, we can't be doing that. And the final question comes from Cole Gray. He says, would you suck scump off? What the fuck? If it meant that you automatically became as good at COD as he is. First of all, what the fuck kind of weird ass question is this? Did this actually occur to you? Like, were you thinking about doing this or something? Like, is anyone actually considering doing this? Because I sure as fuck am. Have you seen that man's gun skill? The fuck? You got a secret, like you victorious.